one day I had the epitome that the reason that I wasn't as popular or social in Australia as when I was younger was because I stopped trying. I fully gave up. I didn't put in the effort. Not because I was unlucky. See, this was the hardest step, but the biggest. Because until I admitted that I wasn't doing everything I could to be around the best people, to make my life the best, that's when I realized that I needed to put in a bit more work. So I started to do this thing that I call the weekend strategy. I would go out every single week and I'd try and have something planned. And then on the weekdays, I would always start the convos on Monday with, oh, how was your weekend? And then when they say, how was yours? You just start telling a story about something you did, no matter how small what you did was. This was doing me really well. Like, it was starting to work. I swear, for the first time, people started to view me differently. And it was amazing because I had such a rough start to like my schooling in Australia. So it was great to finally break that image. In about 2 months' time, I found myself at a party with a bunch of people that I've only just met. Just by working with a few connections that I had, messaging a few people I knew, like meeting a friend who introduced me to a friend who brought me to this party. I swear, bro, when you properly do this, I don't think it will take any longer than 2 months, genuinely. And when I did this every day, then it only took me 2 weeks. And of course I have I've been hanging out with people since I was young, but I guarantee that if you get on this path, it's possible that sooner or later you start to go to parties, you start to meet people, you start to be fun to be around, you start to have really good friends. I'm Finn, and I help people with all these problems that I just mentioned. I help you get the results you've dreamed of. And before I get in the video, I do have a course, the link's in the description. It's really in-depth if you're interested. Now, I'm going to describe to you a time when I was doing really well socially. Every morning, I'd wake up, I'd eat like a shit ton of eggs, I would play chess for a few hours, I'd go to the gym, I'd come back, I'd go play cricket or tennis, and then I would go to the beach. I swear, every single day, I did at least like 3 of these things. And that's not even accounting for like boxing. I would go to a boxing gym. And every single weekend, on top of that, I would go, I got a little bit lucky with where I grew up, because when you're a teenager in Hong Kong, there's this one place that you can go to that there's going to be loads of people your age. So I got really, really lucky with that. But that was not where I started going when I was really young. So I don't want to hear like, oh, you just got a lucky place. That's an excuse. I was meeting a lot of people in the gym, believe it or not. And I was going to hang out with these guys, going to organize like meetups, going to box together with the boys. When you are going out, you're doing something all the time. It's so easy for you, once you've like worked on your social skills and your like anxiety, you just start conversations with people. It's so easy for you to say, oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to play cricket later. Do you want to join? By the way, you want to come box with me in my gym? Oh, by the way, I'm going out this Saturday to this party. You want to join me? That's easy. The hard part is getting out of your house and doing something every day. But you wouldn't even think like, oh, that's the hard part. Like, you would never assume that the hardest part is to just get out of your house. You would assume that there's like all this complex stuff to do. It's really hard, but it's actually really simple. It's deceptively simple. Like, you'll never imagine that it's such a simple path, but it really is. You just need to get out there, start talking to more people, and then when there's people you enjoy talking to, invite them as much as possible. And the thing is, bro, this one time, so I went to school with this guy for a year. I didn't speak to him after for another year. We weren't even that close of mates. We just played tennis together every now and then because we were in the same tennis team, right? 2 years later from when I first met him, so 1 year after I last saw him, I just said, hey bro, you want to go play tennis? I just messaged him. Can you believe that? We met up within like a week. We were there playing tennis. I saw him a few times. And this is not a story about how we became best friends. This is a story about how you would be so surprised who would come to meet you. When you just ask more and more people, then you start to have this chance to finally meet your really close friends. You might not find them. Come in.
Is it your birthday today?
Yeah, bro.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, did you see my response? Oh, are you recording?
Yeah, no worries, lad. No worries.
Did you see my text back on Snap?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
I'll check it. I'll check it.
Yeah, okay, alright. Sorry about
No, no worries, lad. This really blew me away when this guy, who I hadn't spoken to in a year, came to hang out. Imagine the kinds of people that you could start to get to know by just asking. Now, I want to share this like mini story. It's not a big deal, but I was walking to one of my classes a little while ago, not too long ago, and there was this girl complaining. She was like, "Oh, no one respects me." Meh, meh, meh. So in my mind, I'm like fucking laughing. I'm like, this girl is funny. And there was these two girls saying, no, we don't think that. And I was like, oh, I respect you. Now, it may not seem funny from this point of view, but I swear, they burst out laughing like I had never seen anyone laugh so hard before. I didn't know it was that funny, you know. But what happened was these words came into my mind. I swear I didn't want to say them. Like, I knew the joke and I walked like another 3 seconds and then I brought up the courage. I was like, just say it. Because I don't even speak to any of these girls. Like, for a lot of people, they would just hold that joke in. And the one time I let it out, it turns out that was a really, really funny joke. Usually the best thing that you have to say is the words that pop into your mind, but you're scared to say out loud because you think, oh, people will judge me. I swear, if you keep saying the words that come to your mind, maybe every now and then they'll be a little bit weird, but with time, when you naturally let it speak, only when you naturally let it speak, you start to come up with better things to say every time. So if you don't ever speak the words that are naturally coming to your mind, then you're never going to become funny. But if you speak the words that come to your mind, you're probably going to be funny at the start. But if you're not, you eventually will become, I promise. I started to do this, and this guy that, he used to not really be that close with me, he was like, yo, you've actually become real funny lately. And half of this is because of what I just taught you, speaking the words that pop in your mind. And the other half, bro, it's confidence. I remember I was younger and I was really out of shape. And I needed to make a change in my life. I was like, I can't live like this anymore. So what did I do? Sorry, mate, I'm zoning out a little. I went on a big cut. I lost about 15 kilos, I swear. It was like a properly good cut. I hardly lost any strength. I was eating like ridiculous amounts of protein. And I went on holidays, and for 2 weeks, every single day, I tried to plan something. By the end of this transformation, I got to exactly where I wanted to be. It was easier to speak to girls now. I was in good shape. Nobody would make fun of me for being out of shape. Everybody's like, oh my God, you lost so much weight. This confidence boost is the other like 50%. You might not think, like, confidence is a bit overhyped, but like internally feeling good about yourself, feeling like you're competent, like you've achieved something, it genuinely makes so much of a difference on how you speak just based off what you view yourself as. If you hate yourself, you may have all the skills to be the funniest guy in the room, but you might still struggle. I promise you, mate, I'd love giving social skills advice, but the gym and the gym is just kind of it's the foundation. You can get away with not going to the gym. I got away with it when I was really young. But especially as you get older, you're not going to meet as good quality people. The people who don't exercise, they're nowhere near as nice as the people who are like really into the gym. I promise. Have a good day, bro. Thank you for watching. And if you want more help with this kind of topic, the link in the description. I have a course. It's got an absolute amazing method that you can use if you struggle to speak really clearly. If you want to restart from zero and become really social, I have the exact method that helped me. Have a good day, lad.